This 1993 dime looks ordinary, but one sold for $900. Think all dimes are worth just 10 cents? Think again. A rare 1993 Roosevelt dime has sold for nearly $900, and the reason why might surprise you. It all comes down to minting errors, and 1993 had a few big ones. One of the most valuable? A 1993 P. Roosevelt dime struck on a copper planchet. That means instead of being made with the usual clad, nickel-copper material, it was struck on a penny blank, giving it a bright copper color and making it extremely rare. What should you look for? A 1993 dime that looks like a penny in color. It'll be lighter in weight, and the edges won't have the usual sandwich layers you see on normal dimes. If the edge is solid copper, and the coin weighs around 2.5 grams instead of the usual 2.27 grams, you might be holding a mint error worth hundreds. One of these off-metal errors sold for $900, and collectors are always on the hunt for more. So check your 1993 dimes, especially the weird-looking ones. You never know when a mistake from the mint could turn into money in your pocket. Would you recognize a copper-colored dime if you saw one? Go check your change. It might just be hiding in plain sight. This 1994 dime looks normal, but it sold for over $1,000. What if I told you that a 1994 Roosevelt dime, yes, a regular 10-cent coin, once sold for over $1,000? That's right. Some of these little coins are quietly hiding in plain sight, and collectors are paying big for them. Here's what makes it special. In rare cases, the 1994 P dime, that's the one made in Philadelphia, has a dramatic double die error, meaning the coin was accidentally struck twice by the minting press, slightly off-center. That creates doubling on the design, especially noticeable on the "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." What should you look for? Take a close look at the lettering on the front of the coin. If the letters look like they have a faint shadow or a double image, you could have a 1994 double die dime. And that's where things get interesting. In great condition, one of these error coins fetched over $1,100 at auction. Even more exciting, most people don't check their change that closely. So there's a real chance one of these is sitting in a jar or drawer near you right now. So tell me, have you checked your 1994 dimes for doubling? Because one tiny detail could turn your pocket change into serious cash. Imagine turning a 10-cent dime into over $10,000. Sounds crazy, right? But one tiny 2003 US dime could be worth a small fortune if it has one rare mistake. This isn't just any dime. We're talking about the 2003 US Roosevelt dime, a rare mint error that slipped through the cracks. Normally, proof coins minted in San Francisco have an S mint mark, but a few 2003 proof dimes were somehow struck without it. No S means major money. So how do you spot one? First, it must be a 2003 Roosevelt dime from a proof set, which means it'll have a mirror-like, shiny finish, not your regular pocket change. Then, look just above the date. If there's no S mint mark, you could be staring at a jackpot. Only a handful are known to exist, and collectors go wild for these. One sold at auction for $10,200. That's 10 grand for a single dime. So here's the big question. Do you have a 2003 proof set hiding in a drawer or safe? Could your forgotten coin collection be holding one of these hidden gems? Go check, because your next trip to the attic could be worth thousands. Wouldn't that be the surprise of a lifetime? Imagine finding a 10-cent coin worth over $10,000. Sounds crazy, right? But that's exactly what happened with the 1990 US proof Roosevelt dime, one of the rarest modern coins ever made. Here's the wild part. This dime looks almost identical to a regular one, but it has one tiny detail missing. And that's what makes it so valuable. In 1990, the US Mint accidentally released a small batch of proof dimes without the S mint mark, that tiny letter usually found just above the date, which tells you it was made in San Francisco. These coins were meant for collectors only and never supposed to circulate. But a few slipped out. So what should you look for? A 1990 Roosevelt dime with a mirror-like finish, super sharp details, typical of proof coins, but no S mark above the date. If it's missing that S, congratulations, you might be holding a coin worth thousands. One of these error dimes sold at auction for over $10,000, and collectors are still hunting for more. Only a couple dozen are confirmed to exist. So, got any proof sets lying around from 1990? Or maybe an old coin jar from your parents. Go check. You might just uncover a dime that could change your day or your wallet. Would you spend a dime if you knew it was worth $10,000?